What's going on, YouTube, baby? And we back with another episode of Sports Picks with Big Zay, giving y'all my NFL slip for the last Sunday of the month, baby, October 30th, 2022. Y'all know it's the last Sunday of the month, man, so I'm trying to, leave the month on a good note. NFL kind of been rocky for us these past few weeks, but, overall last week, it was a really good week last week. Hopefully we keep that momentum rolling into this week, you know. We got a lot of good games today. Should be a lot of easy games on the board. But, we're going to jump right into it. Looking at the first game between the Bears and the Cowboys, we got the Dallas at 10-point favorites. And I think a lot of these teams cover. I think a lot of these low spreads is what you really got to look out for. But as far as Dallas giving up to 10, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take Dallas give up to 10. There's no Ezekiel Elliott, but Tony Pollard, a lot of Dallas fans can say Tony Pollard, has been running better than Zeke these past 2 years. This is going to be a chance that, Pollard can show Dallas what he's made of. This is a chance Dallas might be able to give him 15 to 20 touches. He might get the most touches he's had since he's been on this Dallas team. And, the thing about the Bears is they just upsetted the Patriots. And, I think Dallas is talking about that. Dallas, maybe heard it, I think they're talking about that they're not going to let the Bears come in their house and do that. Maybe if Dallas was playing at the Bears, I would take the Bears plus the points. But, Justin Fields is still one of the only quarterbacks that has more interceptions than touchdowns. And the Bears is just, their offense is just one of the worst offenses in the league. And, even though they kind of make up for it on defense, I just think the Cowboys make up for it a lot better on defense, especially last week. It seemed like their offense just couldn't get nothing done in the first half. And, their defense just makes it to the point where, next thing you know, it's a 2-touchdown game. Dak gets them empty calorie yards at the end, got that empty calorie touchdown. But, they still covered easily. Some of these games I'm looking at the Dallas Cowboys, their offense doesn't have to do too much simply because how strong their defense is. You see the Rams game, Cooper Kupp only had to throw for 100 yards. Literally their defense, Dallas was leading 10-0 before the offense even stepped on the field. So, that goes to show you how strong this defense is. I think this Bears, and even though the Bears got a running game, Cowboys got that new defensive tackle from the Raiders, 350-pound guy. I expect him to put him in the middle to trying to clog up this space, let some of these linebackers, some of these quick linebackers make plays, Anthony Barr, Leighton Vander Esch. So, yeah, I'm going to take Dallas, and I'm going to give up the 10. The next game, we got the Panthers at the Falcons. And, the thing about it is, the Falcons, they ain't got no Cordarrelle Patterson. And, Cordarrelle Patterson is one of the main offensive pieces when it comes to this Falcons offense. He gets a lot of touches in the backfield. He is a starter running back. They could put him in the slot. They could have him in motion. They could set him up from screens. Cordarrelle Patterson does a lot in this offense. And simply because he's not there, that's why I got to take the Panthers. The Panthers played really well against the Bucs last week. And that was part of because P.J. Walker. And, you look at Walker's highlights in the league before he made it to the NFL. The man was showing out. He got an arm. Walker definitely got an arm. Give me the Panthers +4. Next game, we got the Dolphins taking on the Lions. And, even though the Dolphins' last 2-3 games have been really low-scoring games, we come in this game at the over at 51.5. Give me that over 51. I ain't going to take the 51.5. Just give me the over 51. The Lions got the worst defense in the league. I expect the Dolphins to put up some points. Lions offense got shut out by Dallas. I expect the Lions to put up a few touchdowns in this one, but I do expect the Dolphins to get an easy win. Give me the over 51 and the Dolphins and the Lions game. Next game, we got the Cardinals taking on the Vikings. And, that Cardinals team got like three offensive linemen missing. So I can definitely see the Vikings getting the Murray. But the thing about quarterbacks like Kyler Murray, he's just so dangerous with his legs. Even when you blitz, even if he got offensive linemen out, this ain't no Tom Brady type of guy that can just sit in a pocket and really, doesn't really have a scrambling ability. Once these offensive linemen let these defensive tackles, defensive ends come through, I do expect Kyler Murray to take off. And I think that's going to be the difference in this game. Murray can run with his legs and Kirk Cousins simply can't. Give me the Cards +4. Next game, we got the Raiders taking on the Saints. And we got the Raiders favored by 1 point. And the books is really liking the Saints in this matchup, And as much as they liking the Saints, I gotta take the Raiders. The Raiders, in my opinion, are the better team. If the Raiders lose this, maybe because of fouls or they just come out sloppy, I can definitely see why the books is really liking the Saints in this matchup. But with Devontae Adams, the way Josh Jacobs been running, this Raiders team is obviously the better team. Give me the Raiders on the money line. Next game, we got the Patriots taking on the Jets. And, the Patriots is 3.5, is 2.5 favorites. And I cannot simply take them, seeing how they performed last week. The Jets have been a hotter team right now. The Jets have been upsetting a lot of people this year. Give me the Jets plus 3.5. I'm going to take the extra 1.5, and we still get a really good price at -127. But, Jets plus 3.5, I really like that. Next game, we got the Steelers taking on the Eagles. Eagles is favored by 11. And I really like the Eagles in this spot. I think they covered 11, but I'm going to give up the 9.5. Eagles -9.5, just in case the Eagles do win by 10. We get that half a point cushion. I really like the Eagles give up the 9.5. I think the Eagles have a field day on the Steelers team. Eagles is really good, but, Steelers is a top defense. Seeing what the Eagles did to that Dallas defense really makes me think that the Steelers defense, even though they got a few additions back, this Eagles team on defense and offense is just so overly powered. Give me the Eagles -9.5. Next game, we got the Titans taking on the Texans. And, in this one, it's an even matchup, but I got to take the Titans. Titans on a 4-game win streak. They've been the better team. I got to take the Titans with Derrick Henry, baby. Give me the Titans on the money line. Next game, we got the Washington Commanders taking on the Colts. And, the Colts is favored by 3. And, this is the first time Matt Ryan is not going to start for this Colts team. They're going to let the backup quarterback come in. And just because they're letting the backup quarterback come in, I just got to lean towards Washington. Give me the Washington Commanders on the plus money at +126. Even though Washington's one of the worst teams in football, this Colts team just really hasn't got it done. And with that quarterback controversy, I just got to hang with Washington. That's another reason why I took Jets plus 3.5 too over the Patriots, because Patriots got some quarterback controversy right now between Mac Jones and Brandon Zappi. So simply because that, I like the Jets plus 3.5, and simply because that, I like the Washington Commanders plus 126. Next game, we got the 49ers taking on the Rams. And, this one, it says it's an even game. Some books even have 49ers favored by 1 point. Excuse me. But I'm going to take the Rams on the money line. I know the Rams have been just really awful this year. Their offensive line is just terrible. But the thing about the 49ers is they don't have no Deebo Samuel. And I've watched a lot of these 49ers and Rams matchup, and Deebo Samuel plays such a key role into being the reason why this 49ers team succeeds against this Rams team during the regular season so much. The last 7 matchups, the 49ers are 7-0. But I think after today, they end up 7-1. Give me the Rams. The Rams got Cooper Kupp. That's like the Rams coming in the game without Cooper Kupp. The Rams just offense just wouldn't be the same. I just don't see how this 49ers offense is gonna really shine like it usually would with Deebo Samuel. Without no Deebo Samuel, it's gonna let Sean McVay really look at these other players like Christian McCaffrey, like Brandon Ayuk, like some of these George Kittle. They're gonna be able to switch their focus. With Deebo being out, I think that's really gonna cost the 49ers in that spot. Give me the Rams on the money line. Next game, we got the Giants taking on the Seahawks. And, the Giants is 6-1, surprisingly. The Giants they just get the job done. They've been finding ways to win every single game. Besides that Dallas loss, and just the Seahawks is favored by 3, and this is probably one of the most iffy games of the day, but I got to ride with the Seahawks on the money line. One stat that I really like, Seahawks is giving a lot of rushing yards on the ground, so I expect Charles Barkley. I said Charles Barkley. I'm fucking retarded. Excuse me, y'all. I'm high as hell. I expect Saquon Barkley to, to really do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially against the Seahawks offense that's giving up a lot of yards on the ground. They're giving up over 140 yards a game on the ground. I expect Saquon to easily eat. Wouldn't surprise me if he had a 2-touchdown day. But the thing about the Giants defense, a lot of people ain't really talking about. Giants defense gives up the most rushing yards per carry in the NFL. And, that's the thing about the Seahawks. Kenneth Walker, he's averaging over 6 yards a carry. Kenneth Walker, straight out of Michigan State, he's been absolutely on a tear these past few weeks. And this Seahawks defense has definitely tightened up. Give me the Seahawks on the money line. Next game, we got the Packers taking on the Bills. And the Bills is favored by 10.5. And I'm going to give up that 10.5. Even if the Bills win by 10 and I lose by half a point, I ain't really tripping about that. The Bills has been the best home team in the NFL, even though they've only played 2 games at home. They beat the Titans 41-7. They beat the Steelers 38-3. And, you got a Packers team that's just simply slumping. They couldn't get the win over Washington. They couldn't get the win last week. They couldn't get the win over the Jets. The Jets actually blew out the Packers, This Packers team is just not that good. And, until we start realizing it, I know they got Aaron Rodgers, and I know he's still a top 2 quarterback in this league, but this Packers team is just simply not good. So if you're rolling with the Packers plus 10.5, I really don't know why. Even if the Packers cover, the Bills is obviously the better team. It wouldn't surprise me if the Bills beat these boys by 21. The Bills blew out the Rams. The Bills done blew out teams a lot better than the Packers and really stuck it in. I really like how the Bills defense played against Patty Mahomes, and we was riding with the Bills in that game as well. Give me the Bills negative 10.5. But this has been my whole slate, YouTube. Y'all know we family when it comes to the gambling world. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, baby. That way, as soon as I drop these videos, y'all can go ahead and look into them. You feel me? And start making that money. If you haven't already, go in the comments. Let me know who y'all like today. Let me know who y'all really think is going to win today. Let me know y'all's tickets. Let me know if y'all hit last week. This has been Sports Picks with Big Zay. Let's catch these plays.